What if the greatest battles you face aren't in the outside world, but within your own mind? Picture this: life throws you a curveball, an unexpected challenge, a rejection, a failure. How do you respond? Do you crumble under the weight of it, or do you rise above, stronger and more resilient? Mental toughness isn't just some abstract quality. It's a skill, a mindset, and Stoicism, a philosophy that stood firm for over 2,000 years, holds the blueprint. In this video, we're diving into 20 powerful Stoic practices that can help you navigate life's toughest moments with clarity, strength, and purpose. You'll learn how to manage your emotions, embrace challenges, and even find calm amidst the chaos. So whether you've been searching for a way to handle stress, stay grounded in the face of adversity, or simply live a more fulfilled life, these practices will equip you with tools that are timeless, effective, and life-changing. Ready to discover the resilience within you? Let's get started. Moving forward, the first practice involves the dichotomy of control, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. At its heart, this principle teaches us to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. Think about it: how often do we waste energy worrying about things that are entirely beyond our influence? The weather, other people's opinions, or even the unpredictable events of life. Stoicism invites us to shift our focus inward, towards our own actions, choices, and attitudes, the things that are truly within our control. Imagine being stuck in traffic. You can't control the cars around you or the delay, but you can control your reaction. You can use the time to enjoy an audiobook or practice mindfulness instead of succumbing to frustration. By internalizing this mindset, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety. It empowers us to invest our time and energy into areas where we can actually make a difference. In modern life, this might mean directing your effort toward preparing for that job interview instead of obsessing over whether you'll get the job, or focusing on being kind and respectful in a conflict rather than fixating on how the other person will respond. When we master the dichotomy of control, we build resilience. We stop fighting battles we were never meant to win and instead channel our strength purposefully into what truly matters. So ask yourself, what's in your control today? Now, turning to practical techniques for applying the dichotomy of control, let's explore how to bring this vital Stoic principle into our daily lives. One effective exercise is to keep a journal specifically dedicated to what is within and outside of your control. Start or end each day by listing the challenges you're facing and categorizing them. For example, you might note that you can't control your colleague's attitude at work, but you can control how you choose to respond, whether with patience or frustration. Over time, this simple habit trains your mind to naturally focus on the areas where you hold influence, reducing the mental clutter caused by worrying about things outside your grasp. Another technique is to create mental or visual reminders. Write down a mantra like "focus on what I can change" on a sticky note and place it where you'll see it throughout the day, maybe on your desk or bathroom mirror. These small cues can ground you when emotions start to take over, helping you pause, reflect, and align your energy with what truly matters. Additionally, consider practicing this principle in real-time moments of stress. Let's say a flight gets delayed. Instead of spiraling into frustration, consciously remind yourself that the delay is beyond your control. What you can influence, however, is how you use the unexpected time. Perhaps to read that book you've been putting off, or even catch up with a loved one over a phone call. By cultivating this habit, even in small, everyday instances, you create a mental barrier against unnecessary distress. Each time you practice, you reinforce a vital skill: the ability to let go of worry over the uncontrollable and fully engage with what is within your power. Overcoming unexpected hardships becomes less about avoiding them and more about mastering your response to them, which in itself is a profound act of resilience. Moving forward, let's delve into the second practice, negative visualization. At first glance, imagining worst-case scenarios might sound counterproductive, but in reality, it is one of the most profound tools for mental toughness offered by Stoicism. This practice encourages you to gently confront life's uncertainties by envisioning possible setbacks or challenges before they occur. Why is this so powerful? Because it takes the fear of the unknown and transforms it into a calm readiness. Picture this: you have an important presentation at work. Your mind might naturally spiral into anxiety, fearing what would happen if the projector stopped working or if you blanked on a key point. Instead of avoiding these thoughts, negative visualization invites you to explore them deliberately. Imagine the projector does fail. How could you adapt? Could you speak confidently without slides or share printed handouts as a backup? By mentally walking through these scenarios, you reduce the shock if they actually happen. You've already prepared your mind to pivot with grace. Beyond preparation, negative visualization also deepens your gratitude. When you imagine losing a cherished possession, a relationship, or even your health, it allows you to truly appreciate them in the present moment. For example, think about how often we take something like a hot cup of coffee in the morning for granted. Now imagine waking up and not having access to it for a week. It suddenly feels precious, doesn't it? Practicing this regularly builds a habit of savoring what you have, rather than longing for what you don't. Negative visualization is not about being pessimistic or obsessing over doom, but about strengthening your ability to face reality with composure and clarity. It shifts your mindset from "why me" to "how can I handle this?" And over time, this mental exercise equips you with a powerful sense of calm, confidence, and resilience that helps you weather life's inevitable storms. As we explore this practice further, we'll uncover its specific benefits and the techniques to integrate it seamlessly into your daily routine. Now turning to the expanded benefits of negative visualization, let's explore the profound ways this practice can reshape your mindset and daily life. At its core, negative visualization reduces the fear of the unknown by allowing you to face uncertainties in a controlled and intentional manner. Instead of being blindsided by life's challenges, you cultivate a sense of preparedness and acceptance. For instance, if you take time to visualize losing a key client at work, you might also think through how you would regain your footing, perhaps by strengthening relationships with other clients or refining your pitch for future opportunities. This exercise removes the overwhelming panic of "what if?" and replaces it with the steady confidence of "I've thought this through." Another key benefit is that it encourages mindfulness. When you imagine a scenario like being without your car for a week, you not only prepare for that inconvenience but also become more aware of how much convenience your car brings to your life right now. It shifts your attention to what you already have, creating a deep sense of gratitude. This gratitude, in turn, can shift your focus away from unnecessary worries about the future or dissatisfaction with the present. Think about the last time you felt truly grateful for something simple, like having access to clean water or a safe home. That feeling often brings a sense of peace and grounding, and negative visualization helps you tap into that more consistently. To practice this effectively, consider setting aside just a few minutes each week for reflective thought. Choose one area of your life, maybe your career, relationships, or health, and take a moment to imagine what it might feel like if certain elements were taken away. Ask yourself, how would I adapt? What strengths would I lean on to rebuild or cope? You can write these reflections down in a journal to clarify your thoughts and revisit them later. Another technique is to incorporate this practice into moments of quiet, like a morning walk or while sipping your coffee. The key is to approach it with a calm and constructive mindset, not as a source of worry, but as an exercise in preparation and appreciation. The more you engage in negative visualization, the more it strengthens your mental flexibility and emotional resilience. Over time, it trains your mind to face life's unpredictabilities with a sense of readiness, while also fostering an enduring gratitude for the present moment. With these habits in place, you not only become more equipped to handle challenges, but also more attuned to the joys and blessings already surrounding you. Moving forward, let us examine the next powerful Stoic practice, Amor Fati. Now turning to the concept of Amor Fati, let us explore how this Stoic ideal, the love of fate, cultivates a mindset of acceptance and resilience. At its core, Amor Fati means embracing everything that happens in life, both the triumphs and the trials, as necessary pieces of a larger puzzle. It is not merely tolerating adversity, but actively welcoming it as an integral part of your journey. Imagine viewing life as a canvas where every event, even the ones you wish you could erase, contributes a unique stroke to the masterpiece. This perspective removes resistance to reality and fosters an attitude of acceptance that strengthens mental toughness. When we resist or lament our circumstances, we waste energy battling what simply is. Amor Fati invites us to redirect that energy toward something constructive, toward growth, reflection, or meaningful action. For example, if you encounter a setback like being passed over for a promotion, you can reframe it not as a failure but as an opportunity to reassess your skills, clarify your goals, or perhaps discover a path that aligns more closely with your values. Rather than dwelling on, "Why did this happen to me?" Amor Fati encourages us to ask, "How can I use this to become stronger or wiser?" This mental shift not only helps you navigate challenges more effectively, but also prevents the bitterness or frustration that often accompanies unmet expectations. Amor Fati also dissolves the illusion of total control, which is a significant source of stress and disappointment for many. Life is unpredictable, and by choosing to embrace its twists and turns, you free yourself from the exhausting effort of trying to control every detail. For instance, think of a time when unexpected weather disrupted your plans. Instead of clinging to disappointment, you might have chosen to adapt and enjoy the unplanned opportunity, perhaps discovering a cozy cafe or sharing laughter with friends as you sheltered from the rain. Embracing life's unpredictability in small moments like these prepares you to handle larger uncertainties with calm and courage. The practice of Amor Fati transforms your relationship with both success and adversity. By loving what happens, you strip away the fear of the unknown and the need for perfection, allowing you to live with greater freedom and peace. This mindset does not imply passivity, but rather an active engagement with life as it unfolds, trusting that every experience, whether joyful or challenging, serves a purpose in your growth. With Amor Fati, you become not just a passive observer of fate, but an active participant, shaping how you respond and what you create from every moment. As we continue, let us dive into specific ways to bring Amor Fati into your daily life. Now turning to specific ways of living Amor Fati, let us explore how to weave this powerful Stoic concept into your daily life. The first step is learning to reframe setbacks as opportunities. When challenges arise, instead of labeling them as bad luck or personal failures, try to view them as lessons in disguise. For example, imagine missing out on a job you were excited about. Rather than dwelling on the loss, use that moment to assess what it taught you about your ambitions, your preparation, or even your resilience. This kind of reflection transforms obstacles into stepping stones, redirecting your focus toward personal growth and future possibilities. Another practical way to practice Amor Fati is to embrace small, everyday inconveniences as exercises in acceptance. Picture yourself stuck in traffic when you are running late. Instead of stewing in frustration, recognize the moment as an opportunity to practice patience, perhaps turning to an audiobook or podcast to make the best of the time. These seemingly minor shifts in perspective build a habit of acceptance that prepares you for larger, more difficult trials. Gratitude also plays a significant role in living Amor Fati. Make it a daily practice to acknowledge and appreciate the experiences that have shaped you, the pleasant and the challenging alike. For instance, consider writing down one thing each day that you are thankful for, even if it initially seemed like a setback. Over time, this habit rewires your perspective, helping you approach life with a sense of appreciation rather than resistance, ultimately strengthening your mental toughness. Another actionable step is to actively remind yourself that every moment carries meaning, even if its purpose is not immediately clear. Sometimes life's lessons become evident only in hindsight, like how heartbreak can teach you about your own strength or how failure can redirect you to a more fulfilling path. When faced with adversity, try repeating to yourself, "This too is part of my journey," as a way to align with the spirit of Amor Fati. Finally, adopt a mindset of trust in the process of life. You can do this by reflecting on past experiences where unforeseen events ultimately led to growth or happiness. For example, you might recall a time when losing one opportunity opened the door to something even better. Regularly revisiting these moments helps reinforce your belief that every experience, no matter how challenging, serves a purpose in the grander scheme. By incorporating these practices into your routine, you not only develop a greater capacity for acceptance, but also unlock the transformative potential of Amor Fati. Instead of resisting life's twists and turns, you begin to embrace them, trusting that each moment contributes to your growth. As we move forward, let us explore the next Stoic practice, which builds resilience through voluntary discomfort. As the next chapter unfolds, let us delve into the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort, a powerful yet often overlooked method to build both mental and physical resilience. At its core, voluntary discomfort is about intentionally stepping outside your comfort zone to face manageable challenges. The idea is not to seek suffering for its own sake, but to condition your mind and body to endure hardship with grace and stability when life inevitably throws difficulties your way. One simple example is fasting, a practice embraced by Stoics to cultivate self-discipline and gratitude. By temporarily foregoing food, you train yourself to resist immediate gratification and develop a greater appreciation for what you have. Beyond the physical effects, fasting teaches you to confront hunger without fear, building mental toughness as you recognize you are stronger than your cravings. Another approach to voluntary discomfort is engaging in physical challenges that push your limits, such as cold showers, long-distance running, or vigorous exercise. These activities not only strengthen your body but also your mind, as they require perseverance and a willingness to embrace temporary discomfort for long-term gain. For instance, enduring the chill of a cold shower trains your psyche to remain calm in stressful situations, a skill that translates to countless real-life scenarios. Even small adjustments in daily routines can foster resilience. Try limiting your screen time, walking instead of driving, or briefly stepping away from some modern comforts like heating or air conditioning. These conscious choices remind you not to take conveniences for granted and prepare you to adapt when things do not go as planned. The beauty of voluntary discomfort lies in its ability to reframe your relationship with hardship. Instead of fearing or avoiding difficulties, you begin to see them as opportunities to grow stronger and more adaptable. By intentionally practicing discomfort in controlled settings, you create a mental reservoir of confidence that you can draw upon when faced with unexpected challenges in life. As we continue, let us explore practical ways to integrate this principle into your daily life, ensuring that these seemingly small acts of resilience add up to a profound transformation in your mental toughness. Now turning to practical applications of voluntary discomfort, it is essential to consider how small but intentional actions can cultivate grit and foster a deeper appreciation for life's conveniences. Take, for instance, the habit of embracing cold showers. This might seem like a trivial or even unpleasant task, but the act of willingly subjecting yourself to the shock of cold water has profound benefits. It trains your mind to endure discomfort without overreacting, enhancing both physical and mental resilience over time. More importantly, it teaches you to remain composed and focused in the face of sudden challenges, a skill that extends far beyond the bathroom. Another practical method is reducing screen time. In our hyper-connected world, moments without digital distraction might initially feel unsettling, but they create space for genuine reflection and mindfulness. By stepping away from endless scrolling or binge watching, you regain control over your time and attention, strengthening your ability to resist modern temptations. This can be as simple as setting specific hours each day when you disconnect, or even dedicating one day a week to being screen-free. Not only does this reinforce self-discipline, but it also deepens your gratitude for meaningful connections and experiences. Minimalist living is yet another compelling example. You could start by decluttering a single area of your home, keeping only what you truly need or cherish. This process forces you to confront the excess in your life, encouraging you to distinguish between what is essential and what is merely a distraction. Living with less not only simplifies your environment, but also instills a sense of gratitude for the possessions and comforts you do have. It serves as a powerful reminder that true contentment often comes from appreciating the basics rather than constantly seeking what is new. Even dietary experiments can embody voluntary discomfort. For example, trying an intermittent fasting routine or simplifying your meals for a week allows you to break free from habitual indulgences. This approach builds resilience by helping you realize that you can thrive with less and that momentary cravings do not control you. It also sharpens your appreciation for the abundance around you when you return to your normal routine. These practices may seem minor, yet their impact is cumulative. Each act of voluntary discomfort not only strengthens your mental toughness, but also shifts your perspective on what you value and how you respond to adversity. Gradually, you build the confidence and adaptability needed to navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace. As we transition to the next practice, let us climb higher and explore a perspective that will elevate your understanding of life's trials and triumphs alike. Now turning to the practice of the view from above, this timeless Stoic exercise invites us to step back from our immediate circumstances and see life from a much broader perspective. Imagine for a moment rising above your daily routine, the stresses, the conflicts, the errands, and viewing it all as if you were looking down from a great height. From this vantage point, the seemingly overwhelming problems shrink to their true size, becoming manageable, even fleeting. This shift in perspective isn't just about reducing stress. It's about recognizing that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, a vast, interconnected universe. The Stoics believed that by understanding our place in the grand scheme of things, we could cultivate a sense of humility and gratitude, freeing ourselves from the grip of trivial worries. Picture yourself as one among millions in a world that has existed for countless generations and will continue long after we are gone. When we see ourselves this way, it becomes clear how insignificant a single moment of frustration or a minor inconvenience truly is in the grand timeline of existence. This practice allows you to detach from overreacting to small setbacks, helping you maintain composure and focus on what truly matters. The view from above teaches us to embrace a sense of perspective, a mental clarity that turns anxiety into calm understanding. It reminds us that our lives, while deeply meaningful, are also just one thread in the greater tapestry of humanity, encouraging us to approach challenges with grace and a renewed sense of purpose. And as we move from this elevated understanding, let us ground ourselves in reflection with the next transformative Stoic practice. Now turning to the practice of journaling for reflection, we uncover one of the most powerful tools in the Stoic toolkit for personal growth and self-awareness. Journaling, as the Stoics practiced it, is not about recording mundane daily events, but rather about diving deep into one's thoughts, actions, and challenges. It becomes a daily ritual for self-examination, a way to hold oneself accountable while striving to align actions with deeply held values. Imagine ending each day by asking yourself questions like, did I act in accordance with my principles today? Or how could I have handled a difficult situation more wisely? These reflective moments allow you to uncover patterns in your behavior, strengths you may not have noticed, and areas where improvement is needed. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, used journaling to compose his thoughts, express gratitude, and examine his emotions. Through his private writings, which were never meant to be published, he showed us the value of consistent self-reflection. This habit encourages clarity of mind, as it forces you to put abstract feelings and thoughts into concrete words, helping you understand and organize them. By journaling regularly, you begin to notice how your emotions and actions are interconnected, giving you the power to address issues at the root rather than reacting impulsively. It fosters honesty with yourself, a space where you can admit weaknesses without judgment and celebrate progress without arrogance. In its essence, journaling is a mirror for the mind, reflecting back both the best and worst parts of ourselves so we can approach the new day more prepared and intentional. As you pick up this practice, remember it is not about perfection or beautifully written words. It is about consistency and sincerity. Write as if you are having a candid conversation with your future self, offering insights and reminders that will guide you forward. And as this habit weaves itself into your life, you will find it easier to navigate challenges with wisdom and act with greater purpose. With this foundation of introspection, let us now explore another transformative Stoic exercise that prepares us to anticipate life's challenges with foresight and courage. As the next phase of the journey in sight, we delve into the practice of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy that equips us to face life's uncertainties with strength and composure. At its core, this practice involves envisioning potential challenges, losses, or setbacks before they actually happen. Far from being a pessimistic exercise, it serves as a mental rehearsal that diminishes the shock of adversity and empowers us to respond with clarity and resolve. Imagine preparing for an important event, like a public presentation or a difficult conversation, by not only visualizing success but also considering what might go wrong. Perhaps the equipment fails, the audience reacts unexpectedly, or you lose your train of thought. By mentally exploring these scenarios, you can devise strategies to address them, ensuring you remain calm and collected should they arise. The Stoics believed that anticipating difficulties reduces their emotional impact, allowing us to face them with a sense of control and readiness. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, famously advocated for this practice, stating that we should prepare ourselves for the blows of fortune and train against misfortune in advance. This is not about dwelling on worst-case scenarios, but about cultivating resilience by mentally rehearsing how you would adapt and persevere. It helps to strip away the fear of the unknown, which often magnifies anxiety. For instance, if you worry about losing a job or failing at a goal, visualizing the consequences and exploring how you might rebuild can transform fear into action and preparation. To incorporate premeditatio malorum into your life, you might set aside a quiet moment each week to reflect on upcoming challenges. Picture what could potentially go wrong and brainstorm practical solutions. Ask yourself, if this happens, how will I handle it? Or, what resources do I have to navigate this difficulty? This exercise fosters a mindset that not only accepts but also embraces the unpredictability of life. The more you practice this, the less likely you are to be caught off guard by life's curveballs. Instead, you will approach them with poise and resourcefulness, confident in your ability to steer through even the stormiest seas. By facing imagined hardships in a controlled mental space, you strengthen your capacity to confront real ones with courage and adaptability. And as this habit takes root, it becomes a powerful tool for transforming fear into mastery, preparing you to meet life's trials with an unshakable sense of purpose. Now, let us turn our attention to a profound reminder of life's ultimate truth that inspires both gratitude and focus, the Stoic practice of mindfulness of death. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we delve into the profound Stoic practice of mindfulness of death, or Memento Mori, a concept that may initially seem unsettling but holds the power to transform our perspective on life. Far from being morbid, this practice invites us to embrace the inevitability of mortality as a means of sharpening our focus on what truly matters. The Stoics believed that regularly reflecting on life's impermanence cultivates a deeper sense of gratitude and urgency to live each moment with purpose. Imagine waking up each morning with the awareness that time is finite, not as a source of fear, but as a reminder to cherish the opportunities at hand. This mindset pushes us to prioritize meaningful relationships, pursue personal growth, and let go of trivial distractions. Marcus Aurelius, a revered Stoic philosopher, often reminded himself that life is fleeting and that each day could be his last. This reflection wasn't about dwelling on death, but about living fully in the present, making choices that align with his values. For instance, think about a time when you or someone close to you faced a significant health scare. Often, such moments bring a sudden clarity about the importance of loved ones, passions, and living authentically. Memento Mori is a way to access that clarity every day without waiting for a crisis. Embracing this practice doesn't mean obsessing over mortality, but instead using it as a tool to cut through procrastination and indecision. Consider asking yourself questions like, if today were my last day, how would I want to spend it? Or, are the things I am worrying about truly significant in the grand scheme of life? By doing so, you align your actions with what genuinely fulfills you. Many find it helpful to keep a visual reminder of this principle, such as a small memento or a written note with a quote like, "You may leave life today." Let that determine what you do and say and think. Incorporating Memento Mori into your daily routine can bring a sense of both urgency and peace, encouraging you to seize the day while accepting life's natural cycles. This practice doesn't diminish life, it amplifies its richness by guiding us to live intentionally. By facing the reality of our impermanence, we paradoxically discover a greater appreciation for the life unfolding before us. Now, let us move forward to another liberating Stoic principle that eases the burden of external pressures, the art of letting go of outcomes. As the sun rises on the next chapter of our exploration, we uncover the Stoic practice of letting go of outcomes, an essential principle for cultivating inner peace and resilience. At its core, this practice is about shifting our focus from the results of our actions to the effort we invest in them. The Stoics believed that while we can control our intentions, choices, and actions, the ultimate outcomes are often influenced by external factors outside our control. By detaching from the need to achieve a specific result, we free ourselves from the emotional turbulence of failure or disappointment. Imagine preparing diligently for an important job interview. You can control your preparation, your punctuality, and how you present yourself, but the final decision rests with the employer. Allowing that outcome to dictate your self-worth or happiness would only lead to unnecessary suffering. Instead, focusing on doing your best and accepting whatever happens with grace aligns perfectly with this Stoic ideal. Letting go of outcomes doesn't mean a lack of ambition or care. It simply means finding fulfillment in the process itself. This mindset not only reduces stress but also cultivates a sense of freedom, enabling you to pursue goals more authentically and without fear of judgment or failure. It also encourages you to value growth over perfection, as the lessons gained from efforts are often more meaningful than the results themselves. A practical way to integrate this principle is by regularly reminding yourself of what is within your control and what isn't. Consider asking, did I give this my best effort, rather than, did I succeed? Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this beautifully when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. By embracing this practice, you not only protect your peace of mind, but also build the resilience needed to navigate life's uncertainties. Let's continue now with another cornerstone of Stoic wisdom that complements this approach so well: the transformative power of practicing gratitude. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we arrive at the transformative practice of gratitude, a central tenet of Stoicism that deeply enriches mental toughness. The Stoics remind us to focus on what we already have rather than fixating on what we lack. Gratitude, in its simplest form, shifts our attention away from dissatisfaction and cultivates a mindset of abundance. When we stop to appreciate the people, experiences, and opportunities in our lives, we build resilience by anchoring ourselves in positivity, even amidst challenges. Imagine pausing at the end of each day to reflect on 3 things you are thankful for. Perhaps it's a kind word from a friend, a moment of laughter, or even the simple joy of a warm meal. This practice not only uplifts your mood but also rewires your perspective, making it easier to face adversity. The Stoics recognize that life is fraught with uncertainty and hardship, but by nurturing gratitude, we strengthen our ability to endure and find meaning in our circumstances. Epictetus famously said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This perspective urges us to embrace the present moment fully, acknowledging that what we have now is enough. Gratitude also acts as a buffer against envy, frustration, and fear. By focusing on the good, no matter how small, we develop a balanced and resilient outlook on life. A practical way to incorporate this principle into daily life is by starting or ending your day with a gratitude journal. Write down even the smallest blessings, a sunny morning, a helpful colleague, or a moment of peace. Over time, this simple habit can transform the way you perceive your reality. Gratitude doesn't erase life's difficulties, but it equips you with the mental clarity and strength to face them with grace. As we explore this idea further, it becomes evident how aligning our thoughts with gratitude complements the other practices of Stoicism, grounding us in a sense of inner peace and contentment. Now let's move forward to another key Stoic value that builds upon this foundation: self-discipline and its vital role in fostering mental endurance. Now turning to the next essential Stoic practice, we arrive at self-discipline, a cornerstone of mental toughness that lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy. Self-discipline, as the Stoics saw it, is the ability to govern one's thoughts, actions, and emotions with unwavering commitment to virtue and reason. In a world filled with distractions and impulses, mastering self-discipline is not just a pathway to productivity, but a shield against chaos and inner turmoil. Picture a moment when frustration or anger threatens to take over. A missed deadline at work, a hurtful comment from someone close, or even a simple inconvenience like being stuck in traffic. The reactive mind might lash out or spiral into negativity, but a disciplined mind takes a step back, assesses the situation with reason, and chooses a response aligned with long-term goals and values. This is the essence of self-mastery. The Stoics often likened self-discipline to training the body for strength and endurance. It requires consistent effort, patience, and practice. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most prominent Stoic thinkers, constantly reminded himself to stay focused on what truly matters, resisting the pull of fleeting pleasures or distractions. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." In daily life, self-discipline can manifest in countless ways. It can be as simple as resisting the urge to check your phone first thing in the morning, avoiding overindulgence in food or drink, or setting aside time each day to exercise or meditate. It can also mean staying committed to your goals even when motivation wanes, whether it's pursuing a challenging project, building a new habit, or maintaining composure during moments of stress. Each act of self-discipline, no matter how small, fortifies your mental endurance, making it easier to withstand hardships and temptations in the future. Self-discipline also extends to the way we think. Practicing mindfulness of our thoughts, challenging negative patterns, letting go of judgment, and reframing setbacks as opportunities is a powerful way to train the mind to stay balanced and focused. For example, when faced with criticism, a disciplined mind does not dwell on insecurity or resentment, but instead views the feedback as a chance to grow and improve. Developing self-discipline might feel difficult at first, but like any skill, it strengthens with practice. Start small, perhaps by committing to a single, manageable goal each day, like reading for 15 minutes, drinking water instead of sugary drinks, or avoiding unnecessary arguments. Over time, these small victories compound, creating a foundation of trust and respect within yourself. This is key. Self-discipline is not about punishment or deprivation. It's about aligning your actions with your deeper values and building the mental strength to stay the course, no matter the challenges. As you cultivate self-discipline, you'll notice a ripple effect. It enhances focus, builds resilience, and fosters a sense of inner calm. It empowers you to act with intention instead of being swept away by external circumstances or fleeting emotions. As we carry this forward, you'll see how the principles of self-discipline interplay beautifully with the next vital Stoic practice, mastering desires, and how moderation deepens contentment and mental clarity. Now turning to the next practice, we explore the art of mastering desires, a fundamental Stoic teaching that emphasizes moderation and clarity in understanding the difference between wants and needs. In a world that constantly bombards us with messages to acquire more, be it material possessions, status, or fleeting pleasures, this practice serves as a powerful remedy for stress and dissatisfaction. The Stoics taught that unchecked desires often lead to unnecessary suffering, as they create a cycle of longing and disappointment when those desires remain unfulfilled. By contrast, moderating desires brings a profound sense of freedom and contentment, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. Imagine the temptation to buy the latest gadget, upgrade to the trendiest fashion, or chase external validation through social media. These are desires that often feel urgent, but upon reflection may not align with our deeper values or genuine needs. The Stoics encouraged us to examine these impulses and ask ourselves, will this truly add lasting fulfillment to my life, or am I simply chasing an illusion? By pausing to reflect, we can identify what is essential and let go of what is superfluous, freeing ourselves from the constant tug of external pressures. To practice mastering desires, start by evaluating areas in your life where excess might creep in. This could be as simple as resisting the urge to overindulge in food or drink, mindfully reducing unnecessary purchases, or curbing the need for endless scrolling on digital platforms. Each small act of restraint builds the muscle of moderation, teaching the mind to find satisfaction in less rather than craving endlessly for more. For example, practicing gratitude for what you already have, a warm home, a meal at the table, the companionship of friends, shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. The Stoics also reminded us that some desires, while natural, must still be approached with balance. Even pursuits like ambition or personal improvement, though valuable, should be tempered by reason to ensure they do not consume our peace of mind. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, often reflected on the dangers of letting desires dominate one's life. He wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more who is poor." This perspective teaches us that wealth and satisfaction are not measured by external possessions, but by the richness of inner tranquility. By moderating desires, we create space for clarity and contentment, learning to appreciate life's simple joys without constantly yearning for more. This practice not only calms the mind but also fosters resilience, as we become less reliant on external circumstances for happiness. With this understanding of mastering desires, we naturally transition into the next Stoic practice, which focuses on emotional regulation, an essential skill for navigating life's challenges with balance and wisdom. Now turning to emotional regulation, this Stoic practice emphasizes the importance of governing our emotions through reason and logic, ensuring that we respond to life's events rather than react impulsively. In moments of anger, frustration, or fear, it is easy to let emotions take control, often leading to decisions that we later regret. The Stoics believed that while emotions are a natural part of being human, they should not dominate our thoughts or actions. Instead, they taught us to pause, reflect, and approach challenges with a calm, rational mindset. Imagine a situation where someone cuts you off in traffic or speaks to you harshly at work. The immediate instinct might be to retaliate or respond with frustration. However, Stoicism invites us to step back and ask, is my reaction proportional to the event? Will my anger contribute to resolving this situation or simply fuel more tension? By bringing awareness to these questions, we begin to see that emotional outbursts often worsen situations, while measured responses pave the way for better outcomes and inner peace. A practical technique for emotional regulation is to recognize the trigger and deliberately take a moment to breathe deeply before responding. This pause creates space for reason to intervene, allowing us to choose a response aligned with our values rather than one dictated by fleeting emotions. Another effective exercise is reframing the situation. Instead of viewing an inconvenience as a personal offense, see it as an opportunity to cultivate patience and resilience. Remember, the event itself is neutral. It is our interpretation that determines its emotional weight. The Stoics also encouraged reflecting on one's own role in emotional conflicts. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, advised in his writings to remind oneself that the person causing offense may be acting out of ignorance or their own struggles. This reminder helps to soften our judgment and approach others with empathy rather than hostility. By understanding that everyone, including ourselves, is fallible, we can navigate interactions with greater composure and compassion. Another key aspect of emotional regulation is focusing on what can be controlled. If a colleague criticizes your work unfairly or a goal you worked hard for falls short, consider redirecting your energy toward constructive actions, such as improving your skills or adjusting your approach. Fretting over what has already occurred or assigning blame achieves little but emotional exhaustion. By anchoring our thoughts to solutions rather than problems, we regain power over our inner state. Through practicing emotional regulation, we cultivate a mind that is not easily swayed by external turbulence. This steadiness empowers us to face life's challenges with clarity and strength, fostering resilience in difficult times. As we explore the art of managing emotions, we can see how it naturally connects to the next Stoic principle, which prioritizes focusing on virtue, the cornerstone of living a life aligned with our highest principles. Now turning to focusing on virtue, the Stoics regarded virtue as the highest goal in life, seeing it as the foundation of true mental toughness. While external circumstances may shift and emotions may waver, living in alignment with one's principles provides a steady compass through life's uncertainties. Virtue, for the Stoics, is not just about moral goodness. It encompasses qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. These are the pillars that guide our actions and decisions, ensuring they are rooted in integrity rather than fleeting desires or societal pressures. Imagine facing a scenario where doing the right thing presents a challenge. Perhaps it means standing up for someone being treated unfairly at work or admitting a mistake when it would be easier to shift the blame. In such moments, the Stoic focus on virtue reminds us that mental toughness lies not in avoiding discomfort, but in making choices that align with what we know to be right, even if they come at a personal cost. This unwavering commitment to principles builds inner strength and self-respect, knowing that our actions reflect our values rather than external influences. For the Stoics, virtue was not an abstract ideal but a practical guide for daily life. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, often encouraged reflection by asking, "Did I act today in a way that was just, wise, courageous, and disciplined?" This practice of self-examination ensures that we remain accountable to our values and continuously strive for improvement. It is through this dedication to virtue that we cultivate a character capable of withstanding life's trials with grace and fortitude. When challenges arise, focusing on virtue can help us navigate them with clarity. For example, instead of becoming overwhelmed by a setback or criticism, ask yourself, what is the virtuous response here? How can I approach this with fairness, patience, and courage? By directing our actions toward these qualities, we not only build resilience but also inspire trust and admiration in others, as our character becomes a testament to our values. Living a life centered on virtue also means letting go of the need for external validation. The Stoics believed that true fulfillment comes from knowing we have acted in accordance with our principles, regardless of how others perceive or judge us. This inner confidence frees us from the emotional roller coaster of seeking approval or fearing criticism, allowing us to remain grounded and focused on what truly matters. By prioritizing virtue, we cultivate a mindset that elevates us above temporary setbacks and distractions. It becomes easier to make decisions with courage and integrity, even when the path is not the easiest. This practice strengthens mental toughness by anchoring us to an unshakable foundation of values, enabling us to navigate life's complexities with wisdom and strength. And as we reflect on the importance of living virtuously, it naturally leads us to the next Stoic principle, which explores the practice of maintaining equanimity in both success and adversity. Moving forward, the next Stoic practice is practicing equanimity, the art of remaining calm and composed regardless of whether life brings success or adversity. This mindset is essential for mental toughness, as it allows us to navigate highs and lows with balance rather than being swept away by fleeting emotions. The Stoics understood that both triumph and turmoil are temporary, and it is our response to these events that truly defines us. Imagine receiving sudden praise at work for a major accomplishment. While the recognition feels gratifying, the Stoic perspective reminds us to stay grounded, understanding that external validation is not the ultimate measure of our worth. Similarly, consider facing a setback such as missing out on an opportunity you deeply desired. Instead of diving into self-doubt or frustration, practicing equanimity helps you maintain perspective, recognizing that this moment, like all others, will pass. The key here is to avoid attaching your sense of self to external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, often wrote about the importance of treating both success and failure with the same calm demeanor. By not allowing our emotions to soar too high during success or sink too low during challenges, we preserve our mental clarity and resilience. An excellent way to practice equanimity in daily life is through self-reflection. When something happens that triggers a strong emotional reaction, pause and ask yourself, is this event as significant as it feels right now? Will it matter in a year, a month, or even a week? This simple act of questioning can bring immediate perspective and help you regain balance. Another approach is to remind yourself that no matter the circumstances, your inner character remains within your control. You cannot dictate what life throws at you, but you can decide how to rise above it with grace and composure. For instance, think about athletes who lose a major competition despite years of preparation. Those who practice equanimity may feel the sting of defeat but quickly refocus on how they can improve for the next opportunity. Their calm response, even in the face of disappointment, allows them to grow stronger rather than becoming consumed by negativity. On the other hand, those who over-celebrate their victories risk complacency and losing sight of their goals. Equanimity teaches us to treat both outcomes as impermanent and stay connected to our greater purpose. By developing this mindset, we protect ourselves from overreacting to life's inevitable ups and downs. It is not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding them and refusing to let them control us. Practicing equanimity strengthens our ability to face challenges with maturity and seize opportunities with humility. This inner balance not only fosters resilience but also inspires confidence and respect in those around us as they see a person who remains steady regardless of circumstances. As we reflect on the ways equanimity helps us find peace in the face of life's unpredictability, it prepares us to explore the Stoic principle of embracing change as a natural and inevitable part of the human experience. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we turn to the Stoic practice of embracing change, a profound yet practical mindset that enables us to navigate life's transitions with resilience. Change, whether welcomed or unexpected, is one of life's few certainties. The Stoics believed that resisting it only leads to unnecessary suffering, while accepting it opens the door to growth and adaptability. By embracing change as a natural and inevitable part of the human experience, we empower ourselves to face it with strength and clarity. Think about the cycles of nature, the rising and setting of the sun, the changing seasons, the ebb and flow of the tides. These shifts happen effortlessly without resistance. The Stoics drew inspiration from these rhythms, reminding us that life, too, is in a constant state of flux. Clinging to the past or fearing the future only disrupts our ability to be fully present and adapt to new circumstances. Instead, they encourage us to view change not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity for transformation. For example, consider a time when a significant change altered the course of your life, perhaps a new job, a move to a different city, or the end of a relationship. While such transitions can feel overwhelming, they often lead to unexpected opportunities for growth. A new job may push you out of your comfort zone, helping you develop new skills. Moving to a new city might introduce you to inspiring people or fresh perspectives. Even the end of a relationship can pave the way for deeper self-awareness and personal healing. The key lies in shifting your mindset from resistance to curiosity, asking yourself, what can I learn from this experience, rather than, why is this happening to me? The famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus once taught that while we cannot control the events that occur, we can always control how we respond to them. This wisdom reminds us that our power lies not in altering the course of change, but in adapting to it with grace and purpose. Instead of lamenting what we have lost, we can focus on what we can gain. One practical way to embrace change is by reframing it as a teacher. When faced with a challenge, reflect on how this moment might contribute to your growth. For instance, losing a job might feel devastating in the short term, but it could be the catalyst that leads you to discover a more fulfilling career path. By viewing change as an essential part of life's journey, we become more open to its lessons and less fearful of its uncertainty. Another approach is to practice gratitude for the stability we do have, even amidst change. Gratitude grounds us, helping us focus on the aspects of life that remain steady: our values, our relationships, our capacity for resilience. This mindset prevents us from becoming consumed by the chaos of transition and reminds us of our inner strength. By embracing change, we cultivate a sense of flow and flexibility that makes us more resilient to life's inevitable shifts. This practice does not mean passively accepting every situation, but rather actively engaging with change as an opportunity to evolve. It helps us let go of what no longer serves us and make space for what aligns with our values and growth. As we learn to see change as a constant companion rather than a threat, we develop a deeper appreciation for the transient nature of life. This perspective readies us to explore the Stoic principle of living in the present moment, where clarity and peace truly reside. With the next phase of the journey in sight, we delve into the Stoic emphasis on living in the present moment, a practice often referred to as the power of presence. At its core, this principle invites us to focus fully on the here and now, the only time we truly have. The Stoics understood that overthinking the past or worrying about the future robs us of clarity and peace, pulling us away from the opportunities and richness of the present. By grounding ourselves in the moment, we cultivate a mindset that reduces stress, sharpens our focus and enhances our capacity to tackle life's challenges with confidence. Consider how often we find our minds drifting, rehashing conversations from yesterday or fretting over imagined outcomes for tomorrow. This mental chatter can feel overwhelming, leaving us disconnected from the reality unfolding before us. The Stoics saw this as a distraction from living fully, urging us instead to bring our attention back to what is within our immediate grasp. For example, when you are having a conversation with someone, are you truly listening to their words, or is your mind preoccupied with what you will say next? When eating a meal, do you savor each bite, or are you scrolling through your phone, barely noticing the taste? These small but significant moments are where presence is cultivated. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, often reminded himself in his meditations to confine himself to the present. He believed that by focusing on what is in front of us, we simplify our lives and eliminate unnecessary mental burdens. This wisdom is particularly relevant in a world filled with constant distractions. By staying present, we learn to direct our energy toward what truly matters, rather than dispersing it across worries we cannot control or regrets we cannot change. One way to practice presence is through mindfulness. This does not require elaborate rituals or extended periods of meditation. Rather, it begins with simple actions like taking a deep breath and noticing your surroundings. The next time you feel stressed or overwhelmed, pause and observe your current environment. What sounds do you hear? What sensations can you feel? This practice anchors you in the moment, allowing you to regain composure and think more clearly about your next steps. Another practical tool is setting daily intentions. At the start of each day, take a moment to reflect on what you aim to accomplish, not in a hurried or future-focused way, but with a calm awareness of how you can approach each task with intention and presence. For example, you might say, "Today, I will give my full attention to the people I interact with," or "I will dedicate this hour to one task without distraction." These small acts of deliberate focus gradually train your mind to stay in the now. The power of presence also helps us to face uncertainty with greater ease. When our attention is rooted in the moment, we are less likely to be swept away by hypothetical fears. Instead, we respond to challenges as they arise, step by step, without letting our imagination exaggerate problems or outcomes. This is not about ignoring the past or neglecting the future. It is about addressing them from a place of calm and clarity rather than anxiety or regret. As we embrace the Stoic principle of presence, we open ourselves to a deeper sense of peace and appreciation for life's fleeting moments. This practice aligns our thoughts and actions with what is truly within our control, empowering us to live with purpose and intention. With this newfound focus, we are ready to explore the next Stoic principle, leading by example, where integrity and virtuous action take center stage. Now turning to the next core Stoic principle, leading by example. This practice emphasizes living in a way that reflects your values, not just in words but through consistent, intentional actions. The Stoics believed that the most powerful way to inspire others and strengthen your own mental toughness is by embodying the virtues you hold dear. Integrity, courage, and wisdom were not just abstract ideas to them. They were behaviors that informed every decision, every interaction, and every response to life's challenges. Think about this: when you encounter someone who stays calm under pressure, does their composure not inspire you to rethink how you might handle stress? Or when you see a person acting with kindness and fairness even when faced with hostility, does it not challenge you to rise above petty emotions and act with dignity? These moments show us how actions speak louder than any philosophy ever could. The Stoics knew this truth well. They taught that by living virtuously, we encourage others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Leading by example requires a steadfast commitment to your core principles, even when it is difficult or inconvenient. It means staying honest when lying might seem easier or acting with compassion when frustration tempts you otherwise. For instance, imagine a workplace scenario where gossip is circulating about a colleague. The Stoic response would be to refrain from participating and instead steer conversations toward constructive, respectful communication. In doing so, you not only uphold your own integrity but also set a higher standard for those around you. This practice also involves rejecting the need for external validation. The Stoics teach us that true fulfillment comes not from the approval or praise of others, but from knowing that we have acted in alignment with our values. Consider Marcus Aurelius, who ruled as a Roman emperor with immense power and influence. Despite the temptations of his position, he remained humble and focused on serving the greater good rather than seeking personal glory. His example reminds us that leadership is not about commanding respect but about earning it through virtuous conduct. The mental toughness gained from leading by example is profound. When you prioritize integrity over external rewards, you free yourself from the anxiety of seeking constant validation. You become grounded, unshaken by criticism or praise, because your sense of worth is tied to your actions, not others' opinions. This creates a robust inner strength that enables you to face adversity with calm and clarity. Practicing this principle does not require grand gestures. It can begin with small, intentional choices in your daily life. For example, you might take responsibility for a mistake instead of shifting blame, or you could offer support to a friend even when it requires personal sacrifice. Over time, these consistent acts of virtue build a character that others respect and look up to. Leading by example is not just about influencing others, it is also a path to self-mastery. By holding yourself accountable to your values, you develop the discipline needed to navigate life's complexities with integrity and purpose. As we integrate this Stoic principle into our lives, we move closer to becoming the best versions of ourselves. And with this foundation of integrity in place, we are prepared to explore the next Stoic practice, building resilience through adversity, which transforms life's challenges into opportunities for growth. Now turning to the next phase, let us delve into the Stoic practice of building resilience through adversity. For the Stoics, hardships were never seen as mere obstacles, but rather as stepping stones for growth and self-improvement. This mindset does not dismiss the difficulty of life's challenges, but reframes them as essential opportunities to strengthen our character and enhance our mental toughness. The Stoics believed that adversity is not just something to endure, but a chance to practice courage, patience, and wisdom. Imagine this: you are faced with a significant setback, a failed project, a lost opportunity, or perhaps an unexpected personal challenge. In these moments, it is easy to feel defeated, to spiral into frustration or self-pity. But the Stoic approach urges us to pause and ask a crucial question: what can this teach me? As Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic thinkers, once reflected, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In simpler terms, what we perceive as barriers can actually guide us toward growth if we choose to face them with the right perspective. Consider a modern example of this principle in action. Picture an athlete recovering from an injury that temporarily halts their career. Instead of seeing this challenge as the end, they might use the time to focus on mental training, refine their strategies, or strengthen other areas of their life that had been neglected. By embracing the adversity and extracting lessons from it, they emerge not only as a stronger competitor, but also as a more well-rounded individual. This is the heart of Stoic resilience, transforming what seems like a setback into a stepping stone. Building resilience through adversity also means accepting that we cannot control life's external events, only our responses to them. Epictetus, another prominent Stoic philosopher, taught that while we have no power over what happens to us, we have complete power over how we interpret and react to those events. This perspective liberates us from feeling like victims of circumstance and empowers us to focus on what is within our control: our mindset, our actions, and our ability to adapt. One practical way to cultivate this resilience is to consistently practice gratitude even in difficult times. When faced with hardship, instead of dwelling solely on what is lost, take a moment to recognize what remains and what can be gained. Gratitude shifts the focus from despair to possibility, reminding us that even amid challenges, there is always something to appreciate and build upon. Another effective method is to actively seek out small, controlled challenges in everyday life. Much like voluntary discomfort, this prepares the mind for larger adversities. For example, embracing tasks that initially feel intimidating, such as public speaking or approaching a difficult conversation, builds confidence and teaches you how to stay composed under pressure. Over time, these small victories accumulate, creating a foundation of resilience that prepares you for bigger trials. The ability to reframe adversity as an opportunity does not just make challenges bearable, it transforms them into some of life's most meaningful experiences. When you emerge on the other side of a difficult situation, you often find that you are stronger, more resourceful, and more self-aware than before. Each hardship you endure becomes proof of your capacity to navigate life's complexities with courage and grace. And so, by embracing adversity with a Stoic mindset, you not only equip yourself to handle future challenges but also develop an indomitable inner strength. This practice allows you to stand firm when life becomes turbulent, knowing that every setback carries the potential for growth. With this resilience firmly rooted, we now transition to the final Stoic practice, the value of silence and reflection, where moments of quiet become the source of profound clarity and peace. Now turning to the final Stoic practice, let us explore the profound value of silence and reflection. In a world filled with constant noise and distractions, the Stoics recognized the immense power of stillness. They believed that moments of quiet are not just pauses in our busy lives but opportunities to reconnect with ourselves, to think deeply, and to align our actions with our values. Silence for the Stoics was a gateway to clarity and inner peace, allowing the mind to process experiences, understand emotions, and make thoughtful decisions. Imagine this: at the end of a long, chaotic day, you set aside 5 minutes to simply sit in silence. No phone, no music, no talking, just you and your thoughts. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, even unsettling. But as you settle into the quiet, your mind begins to clear and you notice subtle insights emerging. You might recall a moment you handled well, recognize something you could have done differently, or gain a fresh perspective on a lingering challenge. This is the essence of practicing silence, creating space for reflection and self-awareness that is often drowned out by the noise of daily life. The Stoics often used silence as a tool for self-discipline. By choosing not to speak impulsively or react emotionally, they demonstrated control over their words and actions. This restraint allowed them to respond to situations with wisdom and composure rather than being carried away by fleeting emotions. Epictetus advised, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." In other words, silence is not just the absence of noise, it is an active choice to listen, to observe, and to understand before acting. One practical way to incorporate this practice is through daily moments of mindful silence. For instance, taking a brief pause before starting your day to set intentions, or ending your evening with a quiet reflection on what went well and what could be improved. Another method is to step away from the rush of social media or constant communication, allowing yourself the mental space to recharge. These intentional acts of silence create a buffer against the chaos of the world, helping you regain focus and a sense of calm. Silence also offers a powerful antidote to overthinking. Instead of endlessly rehashing worries or decisions, the act of sitting quietly often brings unexpected clarity. When the mind is no longer overloaded with external input, it has the freedom to naturally organize thoughts and reveal solutions that were previously obscured. This simple yet profound practice can transform how you approach problems, making decisions with greater confidence and ease. By embracing silence, you cultivate a deeper connection with your inner self and foster a sense of groundedness that protects you from being swept up by external events. It is in the stillness that you find the strength to face life's challenges with a composed and thoughtful mindset. As you integrate this practice into your routine, you will discover that silence is not emptiness, but a rich space for growth, insight, and tranquility. With the value of silence now illuminated, our journey through these Stoic practices comes to a close. But remember, this is not an end. It is an invitation to carry these timeless principles into your daily life, building mental toughness and resilience one practice at a time. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us expand on how to apply the practice of silence in daily life. While the concept of silence may seem straightforward, integrating it meaningfully into your routine requires intentionality. One of the simplest yet most effective ways is to start your mornings with a moment of mindful silence. Before diving into the tasks of the day, set aside a few minutes to sit quietly. This is not about meditating or following any specific technique. It is simply about being present. Use this quiet time to center yourself, reflect on what matters most, and set a clear intention for the day ahead. This small act of stillness can create a sense of calm and focus that carries through even the busiest of schedules. Another approach is to consciously step away from the digital noise that often dominates our lives. Consider designating certain periods during the day as technology-free zones. For example, during meals or while taking a walk, leave your phone behind. By reducing the constant influx of notifications, emails, and updates, you create a space for your mind to recharge and regain clarity. These moments of disconnection foster a deeper connection with yourself and the world around you, helping to build the mental resilience needed to navigate life's challenges. Silence can also serve as a powerful practice during moments of stress or overwhelm. When faced with a difficult decision or a heated situation, take a brief pause instead of reacting immediately. Even a few seconds of silence can allow your emotions to settle and your thoughts to align, enabling you to respond with greater wisdom and composure. This habit of pausing not only prevents impulsive reactions but also strengthens your ability to handle adversity with grace. Another practical application is to end your day with a short period of reflection in silence. As the evening winds down, find a quiet space to review the events of the day. Think about what went well, what challenges you encountered, and what lessons you can carry forward. This reflective silence is not about dwelling on mistakes or regrets, but about understanding and learning. It creates an opportunity to process your experiences and prepare your mind for a restful night. Incorporating silence does not mean isolating yourself or avoiding interaction. It means intentionally carving out pockets of stillness to enhance self-awareness, focus, and mental clarity. Whether it is a few minutes in the morning, a quiet break during the day, or reflective silence in the evening, these moments can profoundly impact your mental toughness. They serve as anchors, grounding you in a world that often pulls us in countless directions. Embracing silence in these small but significant ways will not only strengthen your mind but also enrich your overall quality of life. As you begin to incorporate these practices, you will uncover the transformative potential of silence, a potent tool for resilience, clarity, and inner strength. Now turning to the wisdom of the ancient Stoics, we find timeless lessons that resonate deeply even in today's fast-paced world. Let us begin with Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor often referred to as the philosopher king. His personal writings, known as Meditations, were never intended for public consumption, yet they offer profound insights into mental resilience. Marcus reminds us to focus on our character and actions rather than external events, famously stating, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. His reflections encourage us to remain steadfast in our principles, even when faced with chaos or adversity. This perspective is a cornerstone of mental toughness as it shifts the focus inward where true control lies. Next, we turn to Epictetus, a former slave who rose to become one of the most influential Stoic teachers. Epictetus emphasized the dichotomy of control, the idea that while we cannot control external circumstances, we can always choose how we respond to them. He taught that our opinions, judgments, and reactions are entirely within our power, offering an empowering framework to navigate life's unpredictability. One of his well-known teachings is, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet profound insight underscores the importance of owning our inner responses, a habit that can fortify our mental resolve against external pressures. Finally, there is Seneca, a statesman, playwright, and philosopher whose works remain a treasure trove of practical wisdom. Seneca urged us to prepare for life's challenges through practices like negative visualization, where one imagines potential difficulties to reduce their emotional sting. He also emphasized the fleeting nature of time, reminding us not to squander it on trivial pursuits or dwelling on past misfortunes. In one of his letters, he wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Seneca's words inspire mindfulness and purpose, encouraging us to live each moment with intent and clarity. Together, these three figures exemplify the core principles of Stoicism: self-discipline, acceptance, gratitude, and a focus on virtue. Their teachings equip us with the tools to navigate not only hardships but also the complexities of modern life. By embracing their wisdom, we can cultivate the mental strength needed to face challenges with grace, purpose, and resilience. As we reflect on their enduring legacy, let us consider how these ancient insights can guide us in building a mindset that thrives in the face of adversity. Moving forward, we explore how the timeless wisdom of Stoicism has seamlessly found its place in modern life, influencing areas like business, sports, and personal development. In the fast-paced world of business, leaders often turn to the dichotomy of control to focus their energy on decisions within their power while letting go of external outcomes, such as market fluctuations or competitor actions. This mindset encourages clarity and calm under pressure, traits essential for effective leadership. A modern example can be seen in executives who, rather than stressing over unpredictable circumstances, double down on controlling their strategies and fostering team resilience. Similarly, athletes draw heavily from Stoic practices to enhance their mental toughness. The concept of premeditating challenges or mentally preparing for setbacks is now a common visualization technique in sports psychology. World-class competitors often rehearse scenarios where they might face failure or adversity, allowing them to stay composed and focused under high-stakes conditions. This parallels the Stoic practice of negative visualization, transforming anxious anticipation into a state of readiness. Beyond business and sports, personal development has also embraced the principles of Stoicism. Practices like journaling for reflection have seen a resurgence as individuals use this tool to align their actions with their values, fostering a sense of purpose and direction in life. The practice of Memento Mori, or mindfulness of mortality, inspires a deep appreciation for time and encourages people to prioritize what truly matters. In a culture often consumed by distractions, this reminder to live intentionally has become a powerful antidote to aimlessness. Stoicism's adaptability across these domains speaks to its universal relevance, proving that its ancient principles not only endure but thrive in the complexities of modern life. Now turning to common misconceptions about Stoicism, one of the most pervasive myths is that it promotes a life devoid of emotion, encouraging people to suppress or ignore their feelings. In reality, Stoicism does not advocate for emotional detachment, but instead emphasizes understanding and managing emotions. The Stoics recognize that emotions are a natural part of being human. Rather than being ruled by them, they taught that we should strive to respond to situations with reason and clarity. For example, feeling sadness or anger is not inherently bad. What matters is how we choose to act on these feelings. By cultivating emotional awareness, Stoicism empowers individuals to transform impulsive reactions into thoughtful responses. Another misconception is that Stoicism is a philosophy of passivity, where one simply accepts life's hardships without striving to improve circumstances. This could not be further from the truth. The Stoics believed in taking proactive steps to live virtuously and make a positive impact. While they emphasized accepting what cannot be changed, they also advocated for exerting effort where change is possible. This balance between action and acceptance is central to Stoic mental toughness. Moreover, some perceive Stoicism as cold or indifferent, but a closer look reveals its compassionate foundation. Stoicism teaches empathy and encourages individuals to act with kindness and understanding toward others. A Stoic seeks to see situations from multiple perspectives and aims to contribute positively to the community. By addressing these misconceptions, it becomes clear that Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or resigning to fate. Instead, it offers a practical framework for navigating life with strength, wisdom, and compassion. With these clarifications in mind, the deeper value of Stoicism as a philosophy for both personal growth and resilience comes to light, dispelling any lingering myths about its relevance or approachability. Moving forward, as we reflect on Stoic mental toughness, it is evident that the practices we have explored are more than just philosophical ideas. They are tools for transformation. From embracing the dichotomy of control to cultivating gratitude, these 20 practices provide a roadmap to navigate life with resilience and clarity. Each principle offers a chance to rethink how we perceive challenges, decisions, and even our daily habits. Imagine the impact of reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth or viewing discomfort as a pathway to strength. These shifts in perspective can truly change the way we live. The real power of Stoicism lies in its practicality. It is not about memorizing abstract concepts, but about applying these principles day by day in even the smallest of moments. Start by choosing one practice that resonates with you. Maybe it is journaling your thoughts, taking a moment of silence, or reminding yourself of what is within your control. Experiment with it, adapt it to your life, and see how it alters your mindset and reactions. Mental toughness is not something that happens overnight. It is built through consistent effort and reflection. By integrating these practices, you are not just developing resilience, you are crafting a life that is rooted in purpose, self-awareness, and virtue. Stoicism reminds us that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can always control how we respond, and in that response lies our strength. As you begin to apply these ideas, you may find a new sense of clarity, calm, and courage emerging in your life. What is most exciting about Stoicism is that its wisdom is timeless yet accessible, offering guidance that is as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. So, take that first step and explore how Stoicism can bring out the very best version of yourself. Let us know in the comments how you plan to put these practices into action, or share your experiences if you already use them. Make sure to like this video, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on more insights into living a life of strength and wisdom. Now turning to our final thoughts, Stoic practices offer more than just a pathway to mental toughness. They serve as a guide to living a life of purpose, resilience, and clarity. By embracing these timeless principles, we learn to navigate challenges with strength, prioritize what truly matters, and cultivate a sense of inner peace. Each practice, from mastering emotional regulation to practicing gratitude, invites us to take control of our responses and align our actions with our values. Remember, Stoicism is not about perfection, it is about progress. It is about consistently striving to become the best version of ourselves by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. These practices are as practical as they are profound, giving us tools to handle life's unpredictability with grace and composure. As we conclude, take a moment to reflect on how these ideas could transform your own journey. Which practice inspired you the most? How will you incorporate it into your life starting today? We invite you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could inspire someone else on their path. And if you found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay connected as we continue exploring the wisdom of Stoicism together. Thank you for watching, and let us keep building a life of strength, virtue, and resilience, one Stoic practice at a time.